You are listening to the Lucha Central Podcast Network. And now, LuchaCentral.com presents Masks, Mats, and Mayhem.
I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Welcome to another edition of Masks, Mats, and Mayhem. I am your host, Justin Outlaw Harvey. You can find me on social media at JustinHarvey75. You can find the entire show on social media at MMMShow75. That's everywhere. Except, are we on the swipe right thingy app with the lady folks? Are we on that one, Byron?
I don't think I could talk about those apps anymore.
I still have never used one. I'm gonna try it out next week. What do you think? Is that a mistake?
I think you should definitely do it. I don't know. That's not the same answer as the question. You
think I should do it?
I think you should do it. I think we should have everyone kind of chip in ideas to help you out. Viewers, listeners, whoever, send in comments during the show if you have a good idea for what Justin should. Obviously, he wears an awesome shirt like that. He's going to get some attention. I'm wearing my Switchblade shirt, and I'm immediately regretting I may have to switch at the next commercial break.
Oh, well, if you're wearing a Switchblade shirt, that means I get to cut you off at any point in time then, right?
Why?
Isn't that how things go for the Switchblade?
No, it's the Switchblade's new era.
He gets to the end of the pay-per-vieiew, and then you just cut him off before he gets to do anything.
Did they mess up?
I don't know. Did you see the very end of it? They just cut. They all have the two suites up there, and then Jay White's about to throw his in. Striker's still talking, and they go off the fucking air.
I thought that was a cliffhanger.
Mid-sentence cliffhanger? I don't know. I thought it was stupid, is what it was.
Well, I did see a spoiler. And you know what? I'm not going to say the spoiler, what it is here on this show, but I did tweet it because I don't give a fuck.
Why wouldn't you say it on the show? I don't know the spoiler. Tell me something. Tell me some good news.
Well, here's the thing. There's a new... Shut the fuck up, Coach C.
You can't even say his name right.
Coach C, you look so good and healthy.
Hi, Coach C.
I was messaging with him earlier today, and I told him how sick I was today. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get out of bed to do the show.
Oh, my God.
So now he's like giving me a hard time.
You're a weak-spirited, sad little man. I literally just finished working for the day and watching Slammiversary and watching NXT at the same time, and I had two restaurants cancel on my show, and I had to salvage it at the last minute, and calls were getting made to bigwigs at networks and all sorts of crap, and I'm still here, and I'm chipper. I'm chipper, baby.
Are you? I mean, I got stuff going on. Last week I had a job interview while I was in the middle of a 24-hour edited trailer for a director job. And then
did you get that plumber's job?
I got paid.
I got some pipes that need some work.
I got paid for the edit for the trailer I cut. But then the other gig, which would have been really cool, would have been doing some visual effects producing. They said they'd let me know in 48 hours on Saturday, or I was supposed to find out Sunday, Monday. It's Tuesday now, so.
Well, Brian is right. There were a few surprises at Slammiversary.
Yes.
Thanks, Meefloaf. I love all that scratchy stuff. But
always a contributor.
Walking through the hallways.
I was happy after Chelsea teased some Ring of Honor or whatever to see Chelsea Green show up and tag with Matt Cardona and finish off storylines from 5 years ago.
What was really cool was that Zack Ryder was wrestling with
Matt Cardona. I think we can officially start calling him Matt Cardona now.
Okay. Matt Cardona is wrestling with his current girlfriend, fiance. They did well together, by the way, but they were wrestling his ex-girlfriend, which, from so long ago, it almost, you almost don't even remember. But still, it was a funny dynamic. I don't know how much they play that up for storylines.
They played it up a little bit. I mean, they definitely, and kudos to Striker, who wasn't around for much of that at all to really actually be able to do that storytelling of, you know, kind of getting people up to speed on why this match mattered, why this match was fun. Like there was a lot of fun spots that were callbacks to things that had happened in the past. So, you know, and you got to see a little bit of Hot Mess. You got to see a little bit of Chelsea doing a regular thing. And, you know, Cardona actually looked credible. And it was fun. Not to mention the fact that Brian Myers took a Canadian destroyer from Chelsea Green. Who would have thought in a pay-per-view that had an X Division, you know, match with an Ultimate X match that Petey Williams would not be the one doing the Canadian destroyer, but it would be Chelsea Green later in the evening.
No, he did.
Try. Did he get one? Did he get one off? I don't know. There were so many career-ending spots in the Ultimate X. I was just like, and Chris Bay is a homie, and I'm watching that whole thing, and I'm just like, this is a career-shortening match. Like, this is like, none of you guys need to do any of this. I love all of you. I appreciate it. I'm going to stand. I was standing up and cheering and clapping in my house. Like, you guys all deserve it. Even Josh Alexander, who I did not want to see retain, just because I just, the character, I love the entrance though. I love his entrance music.
Well, they're giving him a shot. You know?
I mean, and he's not terrible. He's not terrible. I you know, the singlet, you know, real wrestler gimmick to me, I'm over it. Like, I don't care much for it with Gable and the Alpha Academy. And like, I just feel like, you know, the Shelton Benjamin runs that he's had kind of being that guy. Like, I just feel like give him a pirate gimmick. Do something fun with the guy.
He looks like a tall Rick Steiner.
Maybe a little bit. I mean, and the guy can go. Yeah. I just like that gimmick feels like it's holding up the X Division to me less than the person. It feels like his gimmick is holding it up more because there's nothing exciting about the gimmick to really work with. But I would say overall, like, Slammiversary was actually really solid. Like, I thought that was a good pay-per-view. I enjoyed it. Can I ask you
what you thought about the one match we should have talked first? The women's Impact title match surprise.
And what was that surprise?
Was it Deonna Purrazzo?
Purrazzo. Now you're getting me to say it wrong. Yeah.
Well, we'll get there eventually, but she's awesome, right? And she's holding the fort down there. She had a surprise opponent, and it was Thunder Rosa, who probably got her like second pop of the night when she came out. First pop was when she showed up in a locker room when everyone was stoked to see her. And then she came out and put on a really great match. It was a lot of fun.
You're forgetting the most important part, Byron.
What's the most important part?
The ring gear.
Is it the ring gear? Be careful, because Brian Rosa is in the chat.
Yeah, mind your manners.
What are you going to say about her ring gear? What are you going to say?
The ring gear was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah,
explain.
The style,
Aztec style.
Yeah, it was great.
And then the headpiece was amazing.
The headpiece. Yeah, Thunder Rosa has some of the best ring gear out there that you're going to see. And especially for, you know, she always shows up with a new look, with something cool. And that has a little bit of meaning.
It made my wallet cry.
Made your wallet cry? Are you going to try to buy it from her? Mel, you want to sell your ring gear?
I'm out of the game.
Are you really,
I might know a mark in England that wants your ring gear, Mel. Hit us up.
Yeah, that's true. You have a few months to still sell stuff to them.
Oh, man. Anyway, yes, of course. I was burying the lead. It's amazing. Dude, where doesn't Thunder Rosa wrestle now? Is there a place? I think there's only one. There's one place left for Thunder, because she did a little Ring of Honor stuff, right? She's done Impact now. She's done NWA. She's done AEW. You know, she's been in Japan. She did Lucha Underground. Like,
she's going everywhere and taking shots at their titles everywhere. Like, she's a main event in every single company.
Right, because you bring her in because you want your women's division to have a credible opponent that knows how to go, that can also sell and bump and make your star look good, that actually can lead a match, you know, which is amazing, having just recently watched her debuts in Lucha Underground, to go back now and see, or to watch her now where she's like leading matches, with these people that have been around probably at least twice as long as her. Like, how long has Deonna Purrazzo been around? She's been around for ages,
right?
And just to see where Thunder Rosa is at now, and the fact that she can just walk into a huge pay-per-view for yet another company, pop the whole room, and lots of surprises at Slammiversary. Great pay-per-view. The Jay White surprise was fun. The Chelsea Green, though, relatively expected. Was fun.
A Ring of Honor appearance made that a swerve for me.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting her an Impact.
No, is she signed to Impact? I mean, they were talking like she's going to stay.
She can kind of do whatever, and they're happy with it,
right? Which is good. I mean, again, I hope that she doesn't necessarily sign anywhere full time. Like, I would love to see her jump around. Let's see her in NWA against Thunder Rosa. That'd be fun. Let's see her pop up on AEW for a run on Dark or something for a while. I don't know. Like, I think she should make the rounds and maybe not hitch her wagon full time to Cardona. And Thunder Rosa, good God, I just want to see her pop up everywhere now.
What I love about Mel is that, like, she's like possibly the only person who like isn't winning those titles, but every time she just walks into the building with the 100% credibility and no kind of whinging about, she always loses, but so why is she in the main match? She's the only wrestler I know who can still walk into a main event.
Yeah, I mean, but look, the whole purpose of belts is to help get somebody over and to get other people over when they get to face the champion. And she had the belt that she needed at the time that she needed it, which was the NWA Women's title. That got her foot in the door. It did help get her over. And now she's over, so she doesn't need it. She doesn't need a belt. She's at the top of every women's division she walks into right now. If she walked on to Monday Night Raw tomorrow, she could challenge for the belt within 2 days, and nobody would say jack about it.
That's what I find funny, because fans tend to whinge about that kind of stuff, if you know what I mean. But when it comes to Mel, you never see it.
Never.
You never see someone questioning it. It's hilarious, like in a good way.
The cool thing that made Mel's appearance at Slammiversary such a surprise for me was Mission Pro was doing a show at the Taco Festival at Daily Center that day. So they were doing all the social media stuff, putting up the ring. Here's our first match. Here's our second match at the Taco Festival Daily Center. It's really fun out here. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. She's doing something. She's doing her thing there, synergy with AEW and blah, blah, blah. And next thing you know, like, oh, she's not there. She's actually fighting for a championship in Tennessee on a pay-per-view.
On a PPV.
Which is right.
And Brian was teasing some big announcements. I wonder what they could be. Who knows?
Brian, do you want a link to pop on? We'll talk to you. Can I do that? I need to check with my exec producer first.
I mean, dude, this show is live. Fuck it, we're doing it live. You can do whatever you want, Byron.
I'm going to put the invite link in the YouTube
See
comments.
if Mel and Brian want to pop on, or Brian wants to come on, see what he's got to say about his weekend of absolute excitement. Well, so the other thing I want to say, Slammiversary aside, I want to move on to another thing. A certain someone's birthday was this week, and I have to say,
Thank you.
happy birthday, Karrion Kross. And for his birthday, he got the best present ever.
He got the most WWE present Vince McMahon could ever give someone.
Here's what Brian has to say. All he can say is announcement coming soon.
Cool. Interesting. That helps us know what's going. No, I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight.
I think I know what the announcement is. What
is it?
The 2022 Thunder Rosa calendar will feature Mel in only winter wear, parkas, snow pants. That's what it is.
Did you see?
Surprise.
Not body paint.
Did you see? I'm a gentleman, so I'm not bringing this up. But did you see that she's starting to do body paint on her social media now, Justin?
I did not see that. So
you saw it. You liked it, and you commented on it.
Ignore my like on my comments.
You commented on it.
It was cool looking. That's all I said. Did I say anything inappropriate?
You
said
one. Did I say either? Did I say anything appropriate or inappropriate?
One of them.
She's like my little sister, man.
No, I'm just saying.
Gross, Byron.
What?
Anyway, yeah. Goatsy likes it.
I think, but here's something you got to consider. She's probably one of the top stars out there right now, and she's getting the title shots, but she's not winning them because she's not signed exclusively or signed first rights to a company. And that's what happens in New Japan. You have their roster, you have their what is it, the free agents or whatever, that show up and work there, like Suzuki, but they don't get the title runs because they don't have the actual contracts with the company.
But what does being a roster guy even get you these days? I mean, look at Chris Bay. Does it get him a title shot being an Impact player? Literally,
I gotta tell you,
Omega's got his belt. Some guy from some other promotion is hoarding his title. He can't even get a shot.
I mean, I think there's handshake agreements with all sorts of companies to kind of do forbidden doors, but I feel like, I don't know if this is what Mel wants to do, if this is the best business plan, but I'm sure every company out there wants to sign her. So that would be my best guess, is someone's making a hard play to try and put her name on paper.
Yeah, because every company needs her. Can you think of a single women's division that wouldn't be better with her right now? Overnight, it makes your entire division better. She helped save the women's division in AEW, flat out.
Yep,
save it. And they finally did exactly what we've been saying they should do with Britt Baker. And you see that they've got a star on their hands now. Thunder Rosa helped make her that star.
Yep.
Big Swole wasn't doing it, and that was actually even fun. I liked the Big Swole Britt Baker stuff, but it wasn't getting the huge reaction. It wasn't helping build Britt up the right way. I mean, it was the very start of it, and it gave her enough credibility so that when Thunder Rosa came in, they could do something with it and work the program. Yeah. But we said it 7 months ago that if they have those two keep feuding for 6 months to a year, they're gonna make stars out of Britt Baker, and Thunder Rosa is already proven that she's a walk-in star. And it's exactly what is happening now. And hopefully she'll go back at some point and they'll renew that rivalry one more time.
They have a lot more money on the table, that's for sure.
But that's the thing. That money is on the table forever now. They can go and get that money whenever. It doesn't even have to be in AEW. They could meet each other on some super indie show later. They could meet each other in WWE at a fucking WrestleMania. It doesn't matter. Anywhere in between, anytime those two lock up now is guaranteed money for whatever promoter has the smarts and the common sense to put that match on. It's amazing.
Did you see my comment in the private comments?
I never read your stuff.
Byron. About Chris Bay being part of Bullet Club.
Yeah, well,
that's kind of all over the net. Anyway, back to Karrion Kross.
So I want to talk about my man, my dude, my homie. Happy birthday, Big K.
Yes.
So nice that you got a chance to go out on Monday Night Raw and lose to a guy that weighs 160 pounds less than you.
Soaking wet.
Who's maybe in the twilight of his career.
That powerbomb was fantastic.
All right, but here's the deal.
Yeah, I gotta say, just before we get into your thing,
go ahead.
I was watching the West Coast feed, which means I saw Twitter for the East Coast feed, and I saw the results on paper. I saw the reactions. I saw the words, and I got furious.
You were mad. Why would you be mad?
But
because this guy is has he been defeated?
So here's the thing
on NXT. Has he ever lost on NXT?
Kross is not lost. He's the champ, and I saw that he lost a match against Jeff Hardy, which means it's not like he went up against Drew McIntyre, went up in the heavyweight, so actually fought for the title and lost. He lost to some side dude. Jeff Hardy isn't doing.
Well, here's the thing.
Made me really upset, and also he's the champ,
right?
On his birthday.
And you know that I don't like in general, even when Shotzi and what's her face beat the tag champs a couple weeks ago. I hate that when they have a non-title match. I just if you're a champion and you're in a match, you should be defending that junk. That's just my opinion. I don't like the non-title matches for champions. It just irks me. Right. But here's the thing that I'm going to say about this. I think that what Kross did was a good piece of business. And here's why. NXT is NXT. And we all know that it's in the WWE universe, but there's a little problem with that. There's one person that doesn't know that NXT is in the WWE universe, and that's Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon doesn't really consider NXT the WWE universe. And that being the case, you want to come on Raw and SmackDown, you still have to do tryouts. And he went and did a main event taping. He did a dark match at SmackDown, so all the agents and everybody could see him, because it looks like they want Karrion to travel. They want him to do the thing, because I think they see some money in him. And everyone's telling Vince this stuff. We don't know that Vince is watching any of it. Maybe he is. Maybe he isn't. I feel
about Scarlett.
Yeah, I feel like maybe he's seen Karrion Kross once or twice, but here's the deal. You're going back in front of a huge live audience. They've had this guy mostly on NXT in front of no one for his whole career since they've had him, because they were doing small shows before, then COVID happened, then he got injured, so they feel like there's a commodity there. But here's the thing about last night. Vince is sitting at Gorilla. He's got friggin' John Cena on the show. It's his first big live event in ages. Vince is actually sitting at Gorilla. This was Karrion Kross's tryout for Vince. And the simple fact of the matter is, when you're Vince McMahon, that tryout goes any way that you want. And if he's in the back and he says, "Oh, have him lose to Jeff Hardy," then that's what you do. You go out and you do the piece of business, and you try to make it look good for the boss. You give him what he wants to a certain extent, and you try to show yourself a little bit, because you don't have an option. There's no better option for Karrion Kross there. And we already know Vince loves it when people go back to their hometown and lose at WrestleMania. When it's their birthday and their mom and their daughter is in the freaking front row, and that's when you have to get color and Blade in a ladder match. Like, Vince is
return to wrestling was in his hometown and he lost.
Absolutely. This is what I'm saying. This is part of the brand. This is part of how you swerve crowds. This is what you do. Everyone sees him go up. The smaller guy comes out. Karrion gets in a couple of his big moves. He says time's up and winds up his arm, which I'm sure Vince loved. He does time's up. And then it's fun for Vince. But when you audition, you're not getting the writers yet. You're getting whatever Vince wants your match to be. That match wasn't written by 10 credible guys in the writers' room. It was Vince McMahon wrote that match. So Kevin goes out and does what Kevin does what the big boss wants. What else are you going to do?
I will say this about that match. After I saw it, I wasn't that mad about it, because it was a roll up and he cheated, blah blah whatever, But also.
And why is Jeff Hardy cheating? Isn't he a babyface? Like, I get he's the wily veteran, but come on.
That's weird.
Not that he should have gotten a clean win, because that was much better that he cheated, but still, it was like, really?
No clean wins, no clean piss tests. I mean, come on. It's Jeff Hardy.
Let's not make fun of him for a
Zeus is debating with me in the chat here that they don't have credible writers.
The best thing about the whole thing was that terrible promo he did after.
I think
with the terrible line, everybody, and you think, oh, pays the toll. No, everybody falls and prays. Is he now a Jesus character? Is he taking over Aleister Black's?
No, man, he's selling the merchandise.
Yeah,
Angie says it helped build Karrion up. Jeff had to cheat to win. By the way, I love Jeff. Of course you do. Is Scarlett staying in NXT? No, but I believe they are breaking them up.
Here's what I think after watching that segment. Like, number one, the reaction shots on Kross afterwards when he's looking up the ramp, that was a different facial expression, a different emotion to the character than we've seen in the entire run of NXT. And that's where I'm beginning to notice, he can have more depth here. Like, the big thing that we talked about is undefeated streak is he needs to not have that. He needs to not be that monster, because then he'll get pigeonholed into that, and he won't be able to do anything else except win or. Yeah,
no, this was proving something to them. Like, can he take a loss? Can he keep his character credible and take a loss? Like, they need to know these things to move him up, because if he moves up, It's going to be Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre and Keith Lee again and all these guys and Sheamus. Like, he's going to take losses to them.
Yeah,
all the time. And that's what's going to have to happen. That's the difference between NXT and the main roster. And it's part of the reason why they had trouble getting over an Aleister Black or some of these other characters that were kind of unstoppable in NXT. Even Finn Balor had issues. It's like they have issues bringing some of these guys up because they don't look as good when they can't go for 3 months without taking a loss. But they have to. It's a 3-hour friggin' show still. And now, I'm glad it's Raw. I hope they keep. I hope he keeps on the Raw trajectory. I think he should go there, not SmackDown. Personally,
I agree. And I think like now next week, there's a reason for Karrion Kross to be on Raw, and there's something for him to do. You know what I mean? Like now, there's purpose to him besides just showing up.
And like I really just hope he gets the chance to do more of the silent killer thing and not what Goatsy's saying is they will turn him into a puppy dog. Oh God,
he is a puppy dog in real life. Don't let him know I said that.
There's several pictures of him carrying puppy dogs.
Our first Where's Casey of the night.
Buy the shirts, Zeus King.
Casey quit the show. He doesn't like the fact that our overlords at Lucha Central and Mass Republic printed Meefloaf's name wrong in the Eat Like a Luchador book, so he quit the show. Not to bring up a sore subject, Meef, but
he was on the show last week, though.
Yeah, he was. He did pop in last week just to tell us to fuck off, but he popped. Actually, he came back and hung out for a little bit and had some actual things to say.
Hey, should we do a commercial?
Yeah, let's do a commercial break, and then I'll come back and bitch some more about Karrion Kross and NXT.
There is a brand new cookbook out called Eat Like a Luchador by the legends of Lucha Libre. Did you hear about that?
I have heard about it. I may even make an appearance. Super Astra has put his recipe for his world-famous torta.
Kaya Valkyrie, who you are seeing now star on NXT as Frankie Monet.
Ray Fenix. I believe Pentagon is in there as well.
From the ring to the kitchen, this book celebrates Lucha Libre with popular Mexican dishes, offering a modern twist from iconic athletes. That's where Meefloaf comes in. Legends, superstars.
Solar's in there. Super Astro.
This one-of-a-kind cookbook for wrestling fans and aspiring chefs, now available for booksellers everywhere. Buy the book, Eat Like a Luchador, on shelves, on digital shelves. Buy it now.
Take care, guys. Buy the book.
Wow.
Hey, what's up?
Riveting.
That was the short version of that, thank God.
I trimmed it down a little bit.
Look at Byron's face on the commercial and look at him now. Where's the makeup department? Thank you, Goatsy. That's a great comment.
You're a son of a bitch.
What? Casey goes and does their show and won't come back to his own show? I see how it is.
To be fair.
I see how it is. Congratulations.
Casey hates wrestling.
He does hate. He hates current wrestling.
He hates talking about.
He goes on their show and talks about wrestling from like 1984.
Zeus King, was he on your show last Saturday?
Well,
he told me he was doing a podcast at 7:30 in the morning.
That was probably it. Yeah. I don't know. It might have been Impost.
You got to buy the book, by the way. We're
another miserable podcast or whatever his other thing is, which is fun. I listen to his other show sometimes because
we're going to
horror convention.
What I find funny about the Karrion Kross thing as well is that they did reference it tonight slightly, but it's like mentioned last week. But I think they're going to do that whole thing where like it never happened. So it's like
what the Jeff Hardy thing?
Jeff Hardy thing, yeah. They'd be like, no, Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, I mean they can retcon it, and that was kind of my thought too. Is like you send him back to NXT, you let him finish out his run there. You know, the Jeff Hardy thing may or may not.
Tonight? I didn't see him show up.
I didn't watch tonight. I was watching Slammiversary.
At the beginning, Samoa Joe said that he was like out of control, and did he not even tell you about his little trip to Raw last week?
Okay. I saw him pull some.
Which was a reference to, obviously, I think this week's. It was a reference to him being there last week to, be in the back or whatever.
Right. Well, look, here's the thing. He got out in front of a huge live crowd,
That was cool to see.
And they're going back to crowds. Clearly, Vince wants to make it Showtime again. He wants SummerSlam to be what WrestleMania could have been. He wants the big show back. You don't bring in Cena and pay that ridiculous amount of money if you're not going to do that. Also, kudos to the freaking Usos and Roman and holding all the gold and their storylines and everything. I don't. It's funny because last week we were talking about, is Jimmy Uso going to get a slap in the face for his drunk driving shenanigans? I guess the answer is no. Instead, he gets a belt.
I mean, did Snooker get a title after Odin's one?
Well, but maybe, depending on how you define a murder. But I look. Here's the thing. I don't expect my actors or wrestlers or whatnot to be good people necessarily. Like, they're all douchebags, and like, I'm not a huge fan of Kevin Spacey, but I still think Usual Suspects and House of Cards were great.
You're not a huge fan of him?
Yeah, I don't like him, as in I don't like him as a person. But I can't say that, his body of work sucks. I'm not necessarily going to support the guy. I'm not running out to buy Jimmy Uso merchandise or anything, but at the same time, like, his employers are putting him in front of me. At least they're writing a good story that I'm enjoying the story of.
Yeah.
Byron, how did it feel when you found out about Michael Jackson?
What do you mean? I always knew.
Because you're a massive fan of his.
What do you know? Where are you going with this?
Then the rumors happened.
Where are you going with this?
Do you still listen to R. Kelly songs?
I never listen to R. Kelly.
Oh, shut up, Byron. I've seen you running around your apartment like, I believe I can fly.
That's R. Kelly?
I believe I can touch the sky.
Pissing on little kids. What?
Whatever. Like, look, these people are not your heroes. They're degenerates with a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's happened, Angie? You're actually cheering for Roman now?
He's head of the table.
I mean, look.
No respect. Daddy eats first. He gets the big piece of chicken.
I think that what Roman is doing, like, he's the best actor in all of WWE. Yeah. He's the best at delivering lines. They gave him a character that works for him. Even when they were forcing his face push, he was still doing a really good job. Like, he's got great ring control. He manages to pull it off without being too cheesy sometimes. Like, he was in a terrible position where they were misbooking him for a year and a half, and he still made it work.
Question.
Yeah.
Is he may have been before Sunday, right before the show went off the air. But is he still the best after Money in the Bank went off the air in WWE?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Why are you beating around the bush so much?
We're not supposed to do
this is an insider show, man. You can't see me.
Subscribe to the Patreon to know who I'm talking about.
Wow. No, look. What do you think about Cena being back right now for this SummerSlam thing?
I think it's great, and I think you definitely save him to come back for when the live crowds are. He's getting the first full face pop in a long time, and now he has that sort of returning star appeal to where you see all the benefits that he brings.
But was it weird? Did he not feel like as big a star as he should have felt like when he came out for Raw?
I did not see him on Raw.
Okay, so he comes out and he leads the segment. The crowd is whatting him, and like he even said at one point, he acknowledged that, like, yeah, I love your energy. You got 3 different chants going on here. Like, he was kind of almost trying to coach the crowd how to be a live crowd again, but it's also Texas, and Texans don't listen to anyone because they don't have to. They're their own thing.
No, they've got guns, so they don't have to listen to anyone.
Did you hear that Texas? I don't want to make this political, but did you hear that Texas is now taking off the school curriculum to teach kids? They're getting rid of teaching about stuff like Martin Luther King and Susan B. Anthony and those things.
Shocking.
They're off, and also they are going to take out the part of the history lessons where they called Nazis bad guys.
That's not a surprise.
No, I'm sorry, my bad. KKK.
Oh, okay. What are they? They're just a club.
They're
just a gang of fun guys going around causing mischief. They're like the Scooby Gang.
Yeah.
I mean, Look,
I agree, James Sarno.
Basically,
Oh,
let's put it this
you-
way, Byron. Society as a whole is completely
Lashley
fucked and it's gonna
Goldberg doesn't.
collapse. It's gonna be-
Lashley Goldberg doesn't do it for you, James. Come
That's-
on, man.
dude.
That's big time. That's
Right.
like two guys who blow up in 30 seconds after the start of a match, going toe to toe.
Goldberg, I love Goldberg's new role where he comes back and
They blow
does
up
the
quicker
big
than Byron.
match, and then he puts over the other dude like he did to Strowman. He's gonna put over Bobby Lashley. I think that's gonna be cool. I'm happy with that.
You say that, but then every now and again he wins.
No. He
Right.
used to
It
win
makes
every
no
time.
sense, and they give him a title, and then it makes no sense.
No, if he wins this match, then you'll hear some words.
What if Goldberg wins?
Yeah.
I think he wins.
Yes.
No, did you hear? MVP
Come on,
said,
Byron. This is the same dynamic between me and you. Like, what's the best way to take the belt off a black dude? A Jewish guy.
Yeah. I mean, it's been coming on it. Let's be honest. They took away, the hurt business from Lashley and MVP.
But MVP said that
And
Lashley's
this is
not
the
taking any
next
more
step. He's got
He
to get
said no.
oppressed by another white man and lose.
MVP said no more women for Lashley, and then they show close up on Lashley's face, and he just looks mad.
Right.
So how's he gonna lose now? Oh, he's probably gonna lose so he gets started fucking again. That makes sense.
That's what it
Probably
is. He's gonna lose
get
on
pinned
purpose.
by
Like, man,
Goldberg's
well, you
kid.
said no ladies if I was the champ, so now I'm not the champ. Can we bring back the ladies?
Yeah.
That would be the best WWE angle ever. You don't think it's good for business? I mean, look. Sadly,
James
I want to
Sarno,
say.
by the way, for the audio listeners, commenter James Sarno said it's not good for business, and Justin disagreed.
Goldberg. I don't
Sadly,
want
it's good for
Goldberg
business.
to be
So
good for
shit, so
business.
shit.
I don't think Goldberg is good for hardcore wrestling fans. That doesn't mean that Goldberg isn't good for business. He's going to put asses in seats. He sells merchandise every time he comes back. He pops a number. It sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
a great
But some of
live-
these guys will always have that ability.
It's
What's that, Byron?
when you're coming back and doing a live show, you want to have those guys who are good, fun, live spectacles. And he, as long as he comes in and does a role, it doesn't take away
Oh, he
the
might give
shine.
himself a
of the other-
concussion as well.
Wait,
That's still the upside, isn't it?
where did Justin go?
There
Oh
it
my
is.
God, someone's drunk.
The other upside is he might give himself a concussion. That's always
What
entertaining.
happened? What is going on, Byron? Why are you drunk driving everything?
I didn't
And
do
then-
anything. I did
Byron
not
is
touch a
the
thing.
worst.
I didn't. That was you, Justin.
MVP tries to interview. Yeah. I don't know. What was me? I didn't do anything.
I didn't touch anything. My hands.
Sure you
I'm not
didn't.
sitting up on the keyboard. StreamYard is
I don't know.
afoot. So Zeus King says MVP will try and interfere and it will backfire. If Goldberg can't lift his opponents up properly for a finisher, he's bad for business. He has a spear. Do a couple spears and then lay out for Bobby Lashley 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's like Brooks German suplex, just do spears.
By the way, he'll be able to jackhammer Bobby Lashley because Bobby Lashley is
Whoa.
in shape, and so he'll be able to post up for the suplex.
Okay. If you say so.
But I don't think he'll get to. I think Bobby Lashley, the almighty Bobby Lashley, is going to win.
Look, I think it's a good little side trip distraction while they kind of sort out that division. You know, you've got Keith Lee back, but Keith to me didn't look great in his last little heavyweight run there, and they still need to fix the music. Like, oh my God, all that back and forth with the music, and that's what they fucking land on. Really?
He's heavier than when you left, isn't he?
Well, yeah, because he hasn't been friggin' working out like that. I mean, he was out. Like, what do you expect?
He should be getting into shape, man.
I thought he looked good in the ring, though. I mean, I thought he was moving
That's
around
true.
decent, you know?
Yeah.
And I thought the bro thing with Cena and Riddle was kind of fun-esque. It gave the impression of being something fun.
Yeah, add Matt Riddle in it. It'll never be fun.
Yes, I did see that, Angie. They're pretty good with that kind of stuff and cutting away. Like, Raw is one of the few wrestling shows that has real directors in the truck that know how to cut away from people dropping stuff. Though NXT didn't manage to do that when Adam Cole threw the water bottle at Scarlett, because you could clearly see all of the expletives that Kross was hurling at Adam Cole, shoot style.
Wow.
I think he said something very Tejano-esque about his mother.
I will split your mother in half.
Yeah, actually,
Speaking of NXT,
yeah, talk to me about
question for
NXT.
you.
Yeah.
How awesome is Swerve?
Oh my god, how terrible is Swerve? So Swerve is a 13-year-old prissy little bitch who
How
comes
do you
out with
figure that?
some guy who can't actually drop lines with any form of rhythm.
That's his thing, man.
Some
He has
screaming
no rhythm.
girl.
He's just different.
Wait, now, first of all, B-Fab is dope.
This group,
don't get on
this
her.
Group,
She's dope.
Really, really racist by any chance? I mean,
No.
it does seem like it belongs in WWE circa 2003.
Really? Because I completely get the opposite
Swerve's
feel
got a grill.
I get the complete.
Yo. That's all he does. He goes, yo.
I get the complete opposite vibe from it, and the fact that
to
me, it feels like a more genuine version of a Black experience than whatever Vince McMahon would write. I know a ton of Swerves. Like I like, and I don't think that somebody's telling him to do it. I think that's actually him. Just like with R-Truth. When you get R-Truth, you're getting Ron Killings. Like, he might do the comedy bit and the weird stuff, but that's him. Like, and I think it's the same thing with Swerve. I think he's finally getting
flat tonight.
I think he's I didn't see it tonight, so I can't tell you. But like everything he
did
last week
towards Mexicans,
they had a good standoff. I thought it was really entertaining. I thought perhaps Legato kind of showed a little ass on it,
Yeah,
and maybe that's why I mean.
James agrees with me. Good angle for Swerve, not complaining. Look, that's what I'm saying. I think it's a great angle for him. I think the character that he's finally gotten to is great. I love that he has a posse. He's got a crew with him. I like B-Fab a lot. I think she's got huge upside.
She spoke Spanish.
Yeah, but everybody does more work than Swerve does.
That's the point.
That's the point.
No. I'm not talking in terms of actual like wrestling. I think he literally just walks around the back going, "Yo." Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I love it.
So he's a bit part player in his own group.
He's in charge.
Bit part player.
No.
That's exactly how it came across tonight. Was bit part player.
I think it's perfect for him. I love it. Yeah. He's the star of the show. Let them do all.
We'll say one thing though. He can't cut a promo, and he still has me blocked on Twitter for saying that he's shit at promos.
I think we do need to bring up a little bit of background. Every single person that Santos Escobar. By the way, Meef, we're missing your video. I don't know if you want it or not, but if this is where we'd see you start smiling as you laugh maniacally, because everyone who has ever feuded with Santos Escobar has also blocked Meefloaf on Twitter.
They're pussies. They can't stand any form of Tejano. I did some horrible things to Tejano and Tarantes. I said some horrible things about them. Do you know what they did?
What?
They laughed it off, and then they gave me abuse back.
Right, because Tejano says more horrible things to everyone.
Tarantes even did a Photoshop of me and like Phantasma taking the piss. Right? Swerve, I say one thing about someone should possibly teach him how to do a promo, because he did a terrible promo when he went against Escobar the first time round. That time he lost. Twice. And he was so shit on the mic, and he was still trying to find out his little zone. But I just don't get this whole little grouping. You've got now they're going to go down the mariachi fucking route slightly, with the Legado thing and
the mariachi thing.
Then they went against, like, I'm not being funny. It came when they were doing it. The hit shit row, as they're now coined, came out and did some kind of, it's getting spicy up in here, which is obviously quite an interesting line to go with. I just think it's like, I just see it as being some kind of like over the top, like, there's 4 black people, let's put them together and make them be a rap group of some
That's what they're doing. What they want to do.
Some mean girls.
They're doing what they want to do, and it's organic. And you're
might be supposed to do. It seems fucking terrible.
It's gonna keep evolving, and it's gonna be true to them. And I think it's only gonna get better. I think there's going to be some people who don't understand.
It's only going to get better.
There's going to be some people who don't understand, who aren't as hip as Justin and I, who don't quite understand what they're seeing on the screen. And that's
I see what I see is going to come down the line.
Rosemary, do you hear this crap? This guy's insane.
Like Justin and
I know what's going to happen coming down the line. We all know what's going to happen coming down the line. This is going to evolve into something 1,000 times worse by the end of it.
Never, because it's never going to go up to Raw where Vince McMahon would make it into shucking and jiving.
So Triple H isn't ever going to leave NXT like he did a couple of months ago, and because it certainly would have happened in that time.
With Plata Oklahoma.
Because there's some people in the backstage. I mean, it's not like Road Dogg's still a booking manager there, is it?
Bucket the military? What are you speaking, Cockney?
Yeah, Road Dogg is still around. He's a producer.
He'll do some interesting things.
But so is the Hurricane Shane Helms, you know.
Yeah. So is Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels is
and they did such a wonderful job in Triple H's absence.
What did you guys? What'd you think of Raquel Gonzalez versus Xia Li?
It was a murder affair, right? Look, nothing is going to touch Charlotte and Rhea right now in the women's division. They are just fucking on fire.
I'm so happy that Nikki Ash won the belt, though. Hello?
Dead silence.
Yeah, where are you going with this? And this is where you tell us why and what you're thinking, and you do a show where you entertain people, Byron.
Oh, I do think there were a couple kicks that were legit receipts on Xia Li for her knocking out Mercedes. It seemed like that was in the match tonight for sure, but she's a tough kid. I mean, you could see the outpouring of support from everyone who worked with her for who knew Nikki Ash, Nikki Storm, Crazy Nikki, whatever. She won Money in a Bank 2 nights ago, Sunday, which was awesome with her superhero gimmick that she came up with. You could think it was kind of lame, but the thing is, even with lame gimmicks,
did you not just hear me say that Shane Helms is an agent there?
Right.
And you think she came up with that gimmick herself? Okay.
She came up with that gimmick herself and pushed it through. And
I'm pretty sure Shane has been running around backstage going, hey, you know what would be really cool? Another superhero in WWE. We need another
Banana
superhero.
Man ever make it to the United States?
Well, the story is she came up with it. That's what she says. That's right. That's what
there's no kayfabe involved in that at all.
And well, I believe it. I'm choosing to believe. And then so she won, which is really nice. And then she got the title, which was great because you had Charlotte winning the belt, which everyone hated. Like she got like monster heel mode, and then she retained the belt again. Like everyone's like, "Oh, I'm so sick of Charlotte heat," you know, like why she just waltz in and get the title, you know. So like they got her the utmost heat, set it up perfectly, and then Nikki comes in. And the ultimate plucky babyface move with the cashes in the money in the briefcase bank contract and wins. And everyone, oh my god!
Do people actually watch the main roster stuff? I haven't watched it in about 4 years now. I think.
I mean, I watch it occasionally. There's fun stuff going on. There's good wrestling, and you know, a lot of the old guard is gone now.
I'm in the Casey place at the minute, I must admit.
Look, I've even been loving Natalya recently, and you know that I am not a fan of Natalya as a character on the show. Like there's good stuff going on in the WWE universe. Speaking of which,
can you put up Zeus's comment? I want to know what is. He's saying, why does no one say anything about the girl who is ripping off Su Yung with Xia Li? Zeus, English, please.
I just wonder about Xia Li's like dreadlocks. That's what I want to know about.
Xia Li, their hair extensions.
Yeah, but I just don't know why she's got them.
Well, so this is a good point because they're not counting any of the NXT title reigns, right?
Charlotte going from 14 to 11 titles?
Yeah, I think that's the deal. Because once again, Vince does not believe that the NXT universe is part of the WWE universe. It does not count to him. It's why Karrion
title though.
But it's not a world title. It's a full sale title as far as Vince McMahon is concerned.
It's a replica belt.
It's all about what Vince thinks. This is why Karrion Kross has to go up to the big show and job. It's because when you're coming to Raw, you're auditioning for Vince. When you're on Raw and SmackDown, you're in Vince's world. When you're on NXT, in his mind, that's some little thing that he lets Triple H play with, and sometimes he takes guys from there.
We can take away Ric Flair's NWA titles. So he has only got like 2 title runs now.
Hey, we should
because that lineage has continued into the titles that he has now. They continued that lineage into his WCW reign, and then the WCW title turned into the WWE title. I'm sorry, it turned into the World Heavyweight title, which turned into the SmackDown title, which is now the WWE title. Because the Raw title is the one that turned into the Universal Championship. No, they do not count ECW ones, even though they own ECW. That's a beer hall title in Vince's mind.
Oh, ECW rules.
Let's
run a quick commercial so I can get some more water. I think I'm going to run the Lucha Central.
Here's the answer to your other question.
Oh, has a heavy.
Yeah.
No, it's that one lady.
The lady sat in the chair.
I forgot her name. She's not ripping off Su Yung. She's just like...
She's an ancient being from, like, old
China
has been resurrected in the form of a human body.
Yes,
whatever.
Charlotte won the Divas belt, by the way, and that is counted in her 11 title runs.
Su Yung is doing more zombie-esque horror movie-esque storytelling, and she's doing like multiple characters. If Impact had better merch and had figures, oh my God, Su Yung would be making them a ton of money. Imagine you could have like Foley, you could have 3 characters at the same time.
So Su Young's old gimmick was the bride who got stood up on her wedding day and killed herself, wasn't it?
Something like that. Yeah,
and then was killed on a wedding day and came back from the dead.
Yeah, it was a very macabre gimmick. It was fun.
Yeah, whereas this one is like it's an ancient Chinese empress, isn't it? Or something
more mythological. It's both like a kung fu movie type mythological stuff versus just straight up horror movie thing.
Hey Byron,
should have gone down the White Lotus route.
Should we go to Denise at the LC Central?
Yeah. Byron, let's do that, and then I want to come back and talk about AEW Fighter Fest. So let's send it over to Denise Salcedo in Lucha Central to find out everything that's happening this week on the Lucha Central Podcast Network.
Hey everyone, it's Denise Salcedo here in Lucha Central with a reminder of where and when to catch all of the great network content this week. Get the full lineup and listen to all of our shows in the Podcast Network section of luchacentral.com. Sundays on the Lucha Central Facebook page, world-traveled shooter of the camera kind, Jerry Villagrana goes mano a mano with a fellow photographer to throw down about some of their favorite photos they have taken at Lucha Libre events. Monday, Business of the Business returns as Mass Republic President Kevin Kleinrock takes you inside how your favorite Lucha Libre merchandise gets made. On Tuesdays, Mass Mats and Mayhem takes you inside the world of Lucha Underground as they take you weekly through the series with the benefit of hindsight and the benefit of special guests from the groundbreaking series. Check out the premiere video stream every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern on the Lucha Central YouTube channel and at luchacentral.com. Then listen to it on your favorite podcast platform every Wednesday. Tuesday nights live, it's Wrestle Boss, where Favi Chulo talks MMA and pro wrestling with special guests and listener call-ins. Visit WrestleBossLive.com Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific to listen live or call in with questions or download the show on podcast platforms on Wednesdays. Wednesday nights live on Facebook, it's Spanish show La Mesa de los Margaros, giving you both the news and the chisme from around the lucha world. Special guests and a whole lot of fun make it one of the most talked about shows in Mexico. Thursdays, it's Straight Out of the Bodega with Papo Esco and PWR promoter Gabriel Ramirez as they have guests from throughout the wrestling world pull up to give an inside look into their careers. From indie standouts to television superstars, each week brings a new name and perspective. On Friday, it's your double dose of Lucha Central Weekly podcast, one in English y el otro en español. Lucha Central Weekly is where you'll find all the top stories of the week, both inside and out of the ring from Mexico and anywhere luchadores are in action across the globe. Be sure to subscribe and follow all your favorite Lucha Central Network series on your favorite podcast platforms, either by their own series name or subscribe to the Lucha Central Podcast Network show pages to get all of the shows in one easy feed. And please consider giving a rating to help more fans find the shows that you love. For now, this is Denise Salcedo signing off from Lucha Central Central. Have a great week.
Oh, God, she's still fucking going.
We're on Facebook, too.
We're on
That's
Facebook.
dope.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Technology blows my mind.
So, Byron, I'm going to let you on a little secret. The reason I don't have a video is because it is about 32 degrees currently, and I am naked, okay?
That's
32 degrees? That's cold. That's freezing.
Yeah, dude.
No, that's centigrade, so that's like fucking 700
First of all,
Fahrenheit,
you
whatever it is.
communist, we don't do metric on this show, Meef. There's a lot of M's in the name of this show, but none of them stand for metric.
It would hilariously be truthful of America to still be stuck in the past.
Oh, God.
And using anything with the word imperial in it.
Ooh, Zeus is contradicting you, Byron. Go ahead and read that. Because I wanted to soak into your brain.
No. To be fair, as much as what Zeus says, I just read the first line because I couldn't be able to read anymore. A fallen opponent thing. Isn't that what superheroes always do? Superheroes are actually the bad guys in most movies.
I have to read it first out loud so we know what we're talking about. Zeus King. So I think Nikki winning was the opposite of a superhero. She preyed on a fallen opponent who had just had a hard-fought win. All she did was one move to take a title she doesn't deserve. Now, to that, I would say WWE is backwards.
No. Byron, just say Guardians of the Galaxy. Sorry. Any Marvel. What was the last Avengers film? The Avengers. Literally. The Avengers. I mean, they took 17,000 people to kill Thanos. Poor Thanos was trying to rid the world of the human race as a disease, which is, I think a good objective.
I think.
And what did they do? What did they do? They all ganged up on him and murdered him, and especially when he was fallen.
That's the whole point of Thanos. Thanos is supposed to have this motive that you have to question whether or not it's that bad.
Yeah, like Watchmen.
Yeah, I mean, Thanos is trying to cull, all the populations of the universe so that they can grow and thrive better without getting rid of them entirely. That's the whole motive of Thanos, which is why it's supposed to be kind of a weird thing. But anyway, I think we've digressed enough. I want to talk about AEW Fyter Fest, because that's something that happened. Like, how many we got? Money in the Bank, we had Slammiversary, we had Fyter Fest Part 1. Fyter Fest Part 2 is what, Tamari? So let's talk about the first match there, Byron. Jon Moxley versus I don't know, Bullet Show Bob. What's his name? Machine Gun Cackle.
Machine Gun Kelly.
Machine Gun Carl Anderson, the guy who was great in Japan.
Yeah, so a while back, I think it was in the plans to have this match in New Japan a while ago, and it was even thought to take the belt off Moxley with Carl Anderson at some point. Obviously, he wasn't going to. Moxley is winning forever with this belt. I think it's a great gimmick to have him still be a champion. And I thought it was a really good match. I thought it was fun. It's a good return for Moxley. He definitely had a little bit of Haas baby weight on him. And there were some shenanigans, and it was a great live opening match. The second main event of AEW Dynamite. It's the first match and the last match. Those are the two main events. It was a good one.
Okay, yeah, but you missed my entire point. Like, even AEW, when they're announcing Machine Gun Cackalackle or whatever his name is.
Carl Anderson.
Carl Anderson. Even they are like, part of his package is but he was good in Japan.
Right.
Like why is that his selling point? Like he's gotta break away from the Good Brothers thing and do something. Like maybe they should have put the strap on him because he's a great wrestler, and I'm completely joking.
Just put a movie idea in my head for Shudder.
What's that?
Machine Gun Cracker.
Machine Gun Cracker, great.
Yeah, it's like we need to get exploitation films.
I think though.
This is why live is so much better, Byron, because it's like 4 a.m. for Meefloaf, and he's completely delirious. I love it.
I am going home.
It's much.
To bed.
You could do this from bed, dude.
I could actually, but Paul is asleep, and I don't want to wake her up.
But you know that we're going to talk about an episode of Lucha Underground where your boy King Cuerno has a very special thing in his trophy room, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got Mill in this box.
Oh, yeah. Spoilers.
We do love Mill in the box. Don't
wait. It's 86 degrees Fahrenheit in Falmouth.
Nah, it's more than that. So
because you said 32 Celsius, so then that's
you
Zeus
double
already
it.
Told us how to do it.
No, you double it and add 30.
He says you multiply it by 1.8 and add 32. Which is actually the correct scientific way to do it, Meefloaf.
You double it and add 30. So you get 64. 90, yeah, but
94. It actually gets off when you get into higher temperatures if you do it your way.
Yeah, sure.
His way is actually accurate.
I'm about 2 degrees out.
Yours is an approximation.
Yeah.
But that's the way the working class does things in England.
Exactly.
Sorry, was that a racist dig, Byron? Are you going to kick me off the show now?
No, I thought it was cool. Fuck.
Anyway, so
but I'm going to bed. Bye.
Cheers.
So,
anyway, my whole point is Carl Anderson needs something. Like the guy should be over, but it's always as the Bullet Club or the Elite or one of the Good Brothers. Like he needs something, in my opinion, right? Am I wrong? Am I crazy here, Byron?
I think they're doing it. I think as a tag team and as the Elite, I think that they have their thing, and I think they're over with it. I think though they had to explain why he's a threat as a singles competitor, and I thought they did a good job. I saw the same thing you did and thought differently of it.
No, I'm not. Look, I had no problem with the match, and honestly, I felt like if this was a New Japan match, it would have been completely credible as a New Japan match. I felt like you brought what this would have been in Japan to America. I thought that they did actually a very good job with it. I liked how they were selling. I liked how they were bumping. I liked that they both changed up their styles from what they do in American matches. And they wrestled a New Japan match. I completely agree with that.
No, but I really liked how Excalibur or how the announcers brought up his singles accomplishments. But I also think it also tells a story when they talk about his G1 run in his match with Tanahashi, and they're still telling the story of this guy has done good things as a singles competitor in the past.
Yeah,
you know.
I think they have to. The problem is the fact that they have to tell that story because he just on American television, he just hasn't ever established his own identity the right way. And I don't say that he hasn't. I should say that they haven't established for him his identity the right way. So, and I feel like Gallows could probably go out and because he's a big dude, he can be established on his own. So we'll see. I don't know.
Angie has a good point about Kenny's matches and how and that reminds me last week you brought up how you commented how Kenny's run may not be going as well. The Kenny run is super NWO. The whole Bullet Club thing has been like an NWO tribute band.
Yeah, but at the same time, then you still get matches like Kenny on Slammiversary with Sami Callihan, where he went and he had a Sami Callihan match. He did Sammy's match, and he did it great. And the finish with the V trigger and a mouthful of tacks and the one wing angel on the tacks, clean win for that style match with no run-ins, no interference, which actually is almost a diss to Impact. It's like, Kenny can't get over clean in his own promotion, but he can get over clean in yours. Which, what does that say about your talent compared to the talent in AEW? Like, AEW talent gets protected, Impact talent does not, and gets a face full of attacks. But whatever, it was still a good match.
Yeah, I like the idea. I mean, I think you get more of Kenny's pure wrestling ambitions when he goes to other companies, you know, when he goes to AAA or Impact, because he wants to be the best, which means he wants to be the best in every type of match, which means he's going to go wrestle Sammy in Sammy's match. In AEW, there's more chefs in the kitchen. They're going to protect them. They're going to want to protect the product. I do think this is a really important point to bring up. Zeus King says Mox is in New Japan is better than Mox in AEW. I agree. I think Death Rider.
Agree completely.
It's just he's a badass. He's more to the point. He has a little bit of humor to him, and it's there's no extra frills. It's great, and he has this great thing with Shooter. Hopefully, they'll bring that back. Yeah, I agree.
Look, and the whole thing with Kenny and the Impact title, like, I liked the belt collector idea, but having personally talked to a few people at Impact talent-wise, and just, and they won't even publicly comment on it. Like, I've asked a few of them if they'll come on the show and talk about it, but they are just disgusted that they've chosen Impact and they've been loyal to Impact and they're over there doing their thing. And like, they can't even get in the top program now because Kenny Omega's holding up their belt. And these are people that are like, man, I chose you over AEW or WWE or Ring of Honor. Like, I chose to be here, and we're getting screwed over by this fucking Kenny Omega thing. Like, when is the belt collector gimmick over? So, and I get that too. And then he comes and wins clean. Yeah. I don't know. Look, the match with Kenny though and Sammy was good. It was a really good match, and it was a Sami Callihan style match. Kenny does not have to be doing that.
Yeah.
And he went out there and he did that, and all the fodder and the pizza cutters and the tacks and the ridiculousness. And the fact that Sami Callihan is one potato away from knocking somebody out cold at any given point in time. I mean, the dude wrestles real crisp. And Kenny had no problem with it, and he seemed to have fun with it, and it seemed like him and Sammy were just having a good time and flowing and doing the thing and like putting on a show for the very small live crowd. God, even Impact is back to having a live crowd.
Yeah. But to your point about that main event spot, the top program being taken over by an outsider, the ending to Impact, by the way, I think they could still get the ratings bump from other companies without having to give up their belt. Meef just popped back in to say shit row sucks again.
Wow.
In the chat. That's cool. We have our hosts are the most emotionally, we have the highest EQ rating, the most emotionally mature hosts out of all podcasts.
Never happened, but it's part of why the show is entertaining.
So the ending of Impact Slammiversary, it was super exciting, but it was also interesting in that now they're seemingly building to a matchup between Kenny Omega and Switchblade, perhaps, in Impact, which means they're building to a match with two other companies' main eventers. Now,
right. That should have happened in Japan.
Should have happened in Japan. If I'm New Japan, I'm not going to give away the whole thing. I want that in Japan. I want the two of them there.
And maybe that'll happen. Maybe it'll be in Japan for the Impact World Title.
Or in AEW. One or the other.
Not for the Impact title, though.
No, not for Impact, but Kenny and Jay White, they need to have. I think it would be a great way to get Jay White in front of an American audience. I think Jay White's awesome, but also...
Look, if you send Kenny back to Japan for one big match, even if he drops to Jay White over there, the Impact title, I think that'd be amazing. It'd be interesting.
Yeah.
So wait, who is Lance Archer facing next week in a Texas death match?
Gian Moxley.
Gian, that's right. Way to screw up an Archer face run. Like, what are they doing? One week he comes out and beats up Dan Lambert when Dan Lambert talks shit on the promotion. The next week he comes out and he like gets in the face of the top face, even though he was having a really great face turn. Like, they have just constantly screwed up this Lance Archer thing. Like, I don't mind the concept of him and Moxley in a Texas death match, but like, it feels like hot shotting. Feels like they still don't know what the fuck to do with Lance Archer. And that's because he's not in one of the cliques. You know, he's friends with everybody backstage or whatever, but he's not with the best friends clique. He's not with the inner circle clique. He's not with the pinnacle clique. He's not with the elite clique. You know, this is the same fate that even Cage, I think, is going to suffer now. It's like breaking Cage off from Team Taz was one thing, but I think it's going to hurt him in other ways.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Cage is a whole nother issue, but I think Archer right now is being used pretty close to perfectly in AEW. I mean, if they're not going to give him a title run, they're doing the best of utilizing him as a talent the best. He's a big monster. He has fun matches. He comes in and he has a big match with a good build. He loses. They cool him off a bit. He does some more promos and some more squashes, gets his heat back for the next big match, puts over another babyface, makes another star.
Here's the thing. By this time next year, they have to be working to Adam Page, Lance Archer for the belt. They have to be. They have to. They got to make their stars their stars.
Yeah, and they have to do that in Texas.
Sure.
But Adam Page, my God.
We'll get to that in a minute because I want to talk first about Brian Cage. And do you think this was a screw job? Did Cage know that he was dropping the belt? I mean, I feel like he should know that. Like, that seemed like the most logical storyline. But man, I just thought that it just felt like they had no idea what was going on there. Like, am I crazy? Did the finish look right to you?
I think the finish was done really well with a good misdirection early on in the match, and then the coordination and everything at the end was done really, really well. Yes, let's get Jesus King. Let's all cheer for Bryan Danielson to go into the G1. Oh my God. But yeah, we haven't even talked about how the fact that Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, has not renewed with WWE. It has just straight up fallen off the earth. It's going to be fun when he pops up somewhere. But yeah, this match, I think the social media stuff afterwards, where you have Cage and Melissa, his wife, super pissed.
That's a great quote. Casey always does say that he's not book smart. He's more magazine smart.
So
True.
Maybe Cage didn't know. Oh, hold on.
Cage, not D-Bry. D-Bry's very smart.
D-Bry is super smart. But I think that they're working the social media. They're working it pretty good where Cage was pissed off about losing. And it definitely seemed a little like shoot pissed. Maybe like he knew about the thing, but maybe he just doesn't like the fact that he is kind of getting pushed out of the thing. And he, there's the stories of Hulk Hogan when he talks about people pitching him ideas, or Bischoff will talk about pitching him ideas and like, hey, why don't you lose to this guy? Why don't you turn heel here or something? And Hulk would always say, sounds good, brother, but what's next? What's the next thing? Right. And if you didn't have a follow-up, he wouldn't do your idea. And Cage might have done this knowing there is no next for him.
Right. And because AEW doesn't do next, because AEW doesn't have a writer. AEW has Chris Jericho and a bunch of great agents and no fucking writer.
Where does Cage go? I thought he was going to be great, but he immediately got overshadowed in Team Taz.
They burned him in the TV division. They burned him with the FTW title now. He can't go to the heavyweight picture because that's going to be tied up for ages. Like, there is no place for him to go unless he joins the Pinnacle. And then he's just basically Wardlow Part 2. Like, there is nothing for him.
You got to repackage. And then you got to be select. You got to treat him like a Lance Archer, where you don't have him do matches all the time and you're really selective and you manicure his presence. So it's a big deal.
But they haven't even done a great job of that with Lance Archer. They can't figure out whether he's a face or a heel.
If you appreciate badasses, he's a face.
Whatever.
I do like how Jake the Snake Roberts is his mentor, and you could see him just get more and more frustrated with him. Like, I can't hold him back. Lance just does whatever he wants.
I mean, it's kind of funny. Yeah, look, here's a suggestion for you. Zeus thinks that Cage should team with Archer. Maybe that is the solution. I don't know.
I think Cage needs to figure out how to hold on his own.
No, but if he teams with Archer and they do it the right way, where they just destroy a bunch of people, then one of them turns on the other, or Jake gets involved or something, and then you can have an Archer Cage feud. It doesn't even have to be a long one. Like, it gives them both something to do. That's credible. All right. Anyway, so Ricky Starks is your new FTW champion.
Yeah.
I think I'm okay with that. You know, the FTW belt holds a near and dear place in my heart, and I'm glad to see that it got some recognition, and that when somebody lost who was holding it actually lost the belt this time instead of putting it on the line and then losing and then not giving up the belt.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Zeus King, the Killer Elite Squad. That was good. Davey Boy Smith, who's a junior, who's now in WWE, was part of that, but everyone else on Charger was the best part of Killer Elite Squad.
Angie, you are correct. AEW does have a big roster and no idea what to do with them. And, well, here's the thing. I think they do know what to do with them in the ring, but I don't think they know what to do with them as characters. They're missing the storyline part. And as much as I want to hate on WWE, WWE does some terrible, awful things, but 75% they do right. And you just don't even notice it because maybe it's not that exciting or not that good, but you know who their characters are. You know who matters. You know who the players are. And AEW... a guy who's at the top of the ladder 1 week could be a freaking jobber 2 weeks later, and you just don't even know what to make of him. Like, is Matt Sydal supposed to be a good guy at the top of the mid-card or not? I don't know. Because 1 week he'll beat a fucking made guy, and then the next week he'll job to somebody. Like, I don't know. What are you doing with the guy? He's a great wrestler. Let's give the guy a story. Let's make something happen. Like, there's so many of those. And I'm not saying you do that with your whole roster, but, like, can you do it with 40% of your roster and make it stick and have it not be the fucking Young Bucks, Kenny, or Cody? I don't know. We'll see. Speaking of Cody, Cody Rhodes calls out Malachi Black.
Malachi Black, who's awesome.
That's a great name. Whatever. They still call him Tommy End like 72 times because they all want him to be Tommy End and not Malachi Black also. I once saw a man kill his prized horse. I looked in your eyes and it wasn't there. All good stuff. White suit versus black suit. Like, if you're going to do this, I liked. This is the way to do this. Have it be Cody. Cody's going to do the fucking job to Tommy End. He's going to get over the gimmick. Though I got to say, God damn it, Cody, the next time you wear a white suit like that to the ring, you better get some serious color. I want to see that thing go crimson, bro. I want.
Well, you know, as soon as they have a match, he's going to bleed. He has to bleed in all his big matches.
Right, but I want him to wear the white suit and bleed. I want a spinning heel kick with a dress shoe to bust him open hard way and get some color on that thing. Yeah. Maybe I'm just a sick guy. I'm saying things that Casey would say. But anyway, that was fun. And then we get the cowboy shit segment. Hangman Page, Dark Order facing off with the Elite and Kenny and just Bedlam. Kenny sets this 5-on-5 brawl. I had no issue with any of this. I thought this was good television. This was fun.
How about Page's jeans? Do you think they were tight enough? They looked tight enough to me.
I was not looking at his package as you like to do.
They had a great angle from the side of the ring, but it's shooting upwards, and he had a fat ass.
I love this comment from Zeus King. Let's all thank Cody for ending racism in the world and having the first ever interracial baby. It's funny because I put Cody and Brandy on my show partially because they were an interracial couple, and my parents are an interracial couple. So I had love for it. And they really didn't like even acknowledging it a lot. And I think it's mostly because Brandy thinks she's white sometimes. She's a friend, and I'm not trying to diss on her, but I'm just saying, like, I don't think it's funny with them sometimes. I don't know how much they think of it that way in general. Though, yes, if you see them on social media, it feels like the fucking United Colors of Benetton ads with those two.
I do like Cody's
this might be more appropriate. Angie says, Zeus, Cody had the first ever baby in the entire world. That's the way he's acting. Look, he's a proud papa. It's his first kid.
I don't have it.
He's been kicked in the nuts a lot of times. He probably didn't even think he could have kids. Who knows?
I like his Stars and Stripes gear, though, because it reminds me of Sting's gear. I think it was sort of a Sting tribute.
That makes me like him because Sting is the worst ever.
Sting rules.
He's an icon of suck.
No.
If there was going to be one wrestler alive that could still be going and getting near the ring to let everyone know that not all wrestlers are good, Sting is the perfect choice.
I know. He's the best wrestler in the world.
He's great. He should be in the Hall of Fame as an example of what not to do.
Hold on, we got a comment. Zeus King, shut your mouth, Justin. Well said, very fair. Fair but tough.
Yeah, right. Anyway, I'll just move on. You brought up Stink. I didn't bring up Stink.
What's our next match? We got to get...
Anyway, yeah. Jericho catches a chair to the throat, has to face Shawn Spears in a one-sided chair match where he doesn't get to use chairs. That was a thing. Didn't really care. Christian Cage versus Matt Hardy. I'm going to say this. This match was way better than it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
These guys know how to tell a story in the ring. It doesn't even matter what the work rate was. Doesn't matter what, like, they know they're selling the whole time. They're telling you the story the whole time. These guys really are true ring veterans at this point. And look, Great Muta is a good wrestler though, Zeus. I like Great Muta.
Oops.
You clicked the wrong one.
No, they changed it on me right when I clicked. Great Muta's still going. Great Muta rules.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm just not a fan of Stink.
Sting rules.
Right face paint, wrong guy. Anyway, Christian eventually hits the kill switch and the unprettier for his first solo win ever against Hardy to remain undefeated in AEW. I like what they're doing with Christian Cage. They're biding their time until they need him for something big, but they're making it feel like he's got a purpose and a reason to be there. You know, probably because he's writing all of this stuff himself would be my guess. Yeah. And I like that Matt did the job for him. Too bad his brother wouldn't do the job for someone else on Raw, but that's a whole different story.
I do like the Jungle Boy stuff with Cage. I think, and Cage is probably doing this on purpose. Christian Cage doing this on purpose with Jungle Boy, the half mentoring. However, you could see something there. Like the way he's doing it, you see layers, you see something. And when they come out, I think, oh, what if the big dinosaur guy doesn't like the fact that someone else is coming in to try and protect his friend when that's his job? Or,
wait, so you're trying to set up Luchasaurus versus Christian?
I feel like Christian is being friendly with Jungle Boy and the Dinosaur Express, but they can very easily go a route where they turn on each other too.
You know, Tony Khan's taken ideas from the show before. So Tony, send your checks to Byron Fever on Venmo at Byron Turk.
At Byron Turk on Venmo.
We finally did it right, Byron. You might actually get paid this time. Unlike the 10 million other ideas of yours that people have used and tried to send it to at Byron Fever, and you've not gotten paid, and some other guy in Kansas is now making all of your money.
Got 3 years of podcasting money.
Look, I thought it was very cool to see Britt Baker again after all this time, now in front of a crowd, getting the face pop. She almost cheesed it up in the middle because I think she was so happy that she was actually hearing the crowd and getting the face pop. Yeah. And she's been in front of a couple of other crowds on small occasions, but I think this was the first, like, hey, I'm a pro wrestler in a big company who's like a fucking star. I think this was her first time to really feel that. It was kind of awesome.
Yeah, she was earning it when the crowds went away.
Yeah, and it's paying off. So Wheeler Yuta loses his debut against Sammy Guevara. That was a good opponent for Sammy Guevara, but that was a great match. Like, Sammy is so friggin' over. Fun to see that in front of a live crowd. Magic Girl, Yuka Sakazaki versus Penelope Ford. The Yuka cartwheel across the top rope, phenomenal. Just good fun stuff. Magic Girl splash for the win. It just entertained me.
Like, so happy to have her back.
This is why we watch wrestling, guys. That there wasn't anything to it. It wasn't super special. Not every move was perfect, but I was entertained. So gets a good mark from me. And then finally, all ego, Ethan Page, because there's not enough guys with age in their name in AEW, versus Darby Allin, not to be confused with Gigi Allen, his one of his idols. Best camera work ever. Cutting away from a stinger splash to see Ethan Page not even take the ring apart.
I know, that was a bit.
I was happy about it. I was like, yeah, I'll watch this Ethan do whatever he's doing right now instead of Sting doing things on the outside.
But here's what happened. Sting, I feel like the director knew. I feel like he knew
that I didn't want to see Sting. I feel like you're right. He did know that. I tipped him $20 for that.
He knew that Sting was gonna miss that splash, so he's like, "Look away." All right, we could go back because he missed.
I know, but I just like the fact that they cut away from his big spot. They should always do that because his big spot's stupid.
Great post-match spot too.
You realize that his biggest move is basically to emulate Milli Vanilli, right?
Who?
Sting.
What's his biggest move?
Sting's biggest move is a chest bump. It's like a flying chest bump. It's a Milli Vanilli.
His Stinger Splash is not Milli Vanilli.
It's 100%. You're right. It's not even as cool as Milli Vanilli because there's not something coming at him when he does it.
This is a great reference you're dropping. I'm sure a lot of our listeners in my lower age demographic that are going to understand.
All those listeners know because Vampiro was their bodyguard and he knew that they were faking it the whole time. He knows. Everyone knows all about Milli Vanilli. At least wrestling fans do.
It was a great match. Darby Allin.
Razor's Edge on the steel chair. Woo.
Oh, on the steps.
Fish hook with the actual hook. Amazing. Here's so many fun spots.
Ethan Page. Yeah, you see him, and if you see him at a glance, you're like, okay, this guy's working hard. I get it, and he's become a body guy, and he's putting in a lot of work.
Dude, Ethan Page can go.
But I don't get what's so special about him. Like what's his gimmick? He's showing up, and he's just there. He's another indie guy in tights, and week in, week out, he's proving that he has that it factor. He's proving
and I like that he is showing that he has it factor without having a gimmick, because in AEW that's about all you can do. They're not going to give you a gimmick, bro. They're not going to write you something good. They're not going to give you a new character. They're not going to rebrand you. You have to do what he's doing. You have to do it yourself. You have to go in there and put yourself over, and I think he's doing it. And then the acid drop with the skateboard on Ethan Page, like I would be like, Darby, I'm not taking that spot, bro. And he was just like, he did it. And then the coffin drop on the coffin, also amazing. After the match is already over, amazing.
Yeah, you're looking at the real face of AEW, the rating straws. Britt, you have Darby. Ego.
I don't know that Darby's the ratings draw like Britt is right now. I think that.
They got over 1 million viewers. He drew in the main event.
Well, I mean, it was a good gimmick, but he can't do that every week. I think Britt can draw every week just coming out.
Yeah,
I think she can draw on a pay-per-view. You put her up against anybody on the roster, she can have a credible match and draw viewers. And I think people do want to see Darby, but they want to see a specific thing from Darby. And I don't think that they look at him as being a top guy outside of a match like this. I think this was perfect though, and well done. This was the time to actually do something with Darby, do a Darby-esque match for Darby. All right, Byron, are you going to run another commercial in here before I talk about Lucha Underground?
I am.
Lucha. Drop a commercial. It's kind
freshness of the salmon is what really brings you in. It's saying you just bit into something magnificent. I started doing food reviews in my car around 2009, and then my life changed. I'll go just about anywhere to get some good food. I'm only here for one reason and one reason only. That is to devour. That's looking real good right there. Every bite has to be an experience, and I'm gonna take you for that experience. You too. I'm the captain now. You know I'm not leaving until I tell you what my favorite fried food in the city is. It hits all the spots. What I'm looking for is some good chicken and waffles.
Let me tell you about this chicken.
Mommy, chicken dry?
It's dry, we don't want it.
So you talking juicy?
It's got to be juicy.
Is this what you do?
I mean, this is what we do.
Boom, boom, all over the place. Boom, boom, in my face.
It's the most decadent burger that we have ever made. Starts with 1 pound of Wagyu on there, truffle cheese, gold, Billionaire bacon on top, big lobster, gold dusted bun. It is the best burger you will ever have.
You need a burger I have in a moment.
All right, enjoy your burger.
All I need for you to do for me is keep it crispy. I had to kiss it. Just give me a moment. I have moments with my food.
I love you, man.
This is fresh, fried, and crispy. Wanna know why I call it a hush puppy? Did you hear me say anything while I was chewing it? Hush puppy.
Hush puppy. And we're back. See how I did that so you know where to cut from the commercial back to the live feed?
I'm not editing.
Wait. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, time to talk about Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
Bwah,
The
bwah.
Luchador.
That made me cough. I got
Oh.
Frito stuck, chili cheese Frito stuck on the back of my throat on that one.
I want chili cheese Fritos.
What is
Hey,
this?
What?
Lucha Underground Season 2, Episode 18, Enter the Mundo? Is that the right one?
Enter the Mundo, yeah.
So,
That's a good one.
Yegini, what's it? Vignette number 1. Sex Dungeon Time, Vampiro and Pentagon in the fuck dungeon. So Penta tells, or Vamp tells Penta, look, you can go to the temple, but you're not ready to face the monster yet. That's pretty much the overall thing that we're getting here. So you get teased at the beginning that Penta is going to go to the temple, but then you don't see him in the temple. They're stretching this storyline out. And these were the weeks that were hard for Casey to attend, though you get a lot of Casey in this episode. Casey's even like almost part of the story in this one. Almost.
I think that I'm seeing something across his Instagram where it looks like he beat someone up and walked to his car at the end of NXT. I didn't see that though.
Maybe it's internet only.
All right.
So right when they come to the announce desk, Vampiro, after they do their little setup, hands Stryker the phone and he says, here, this call's for you. And Stryker just says, I don't know anybody from the 423, which was a great tease. I love that they're getting Famous B over with all this stuff. And you can see that they love Famous B too. So, then, oh God, the first match. Penis Guy versus Mascarita Sagrada with another great Famous B intro for his man.
Yeah.
This has to be the most jokes about someone diminutive in stature that you could possibly fit into a 7.5 minute time frame. It just absolutely has to be. You've got Famous B from Little Hollywood and doing all his jokes in the ring. You got Stryker and Vampiro just churning them out nonstop. Even Joey Ryan's kind of making fun of the guy. Like, why does Masquerita take so much crap, Byron?
It's because he has a huge hog.
I mean, yeah, I think Joey Ryan was a little intimidated.
Joey Ryan does not have a huge hog. It's all like wrestling gimmick. And he was in the ring with someone who has at least 2.5 more feet that he's working with.
Kayfabe, Byron, kayfabe.
What?
You're going to mess up Penis Guy's gimmick.
He messed it up, dude.
Well, he messed up his entire life, but that's an entirely other story. Because this is the whole back in time thing. Like, it's so weird that we even have to talk about him anymore, because if he was doing something new, I just wouldn't even talk about it. But because it's Lucha Underground, it already happened. I wasn't mad at it when it did happen. Though I will say, a lot of people were like, why doesn't he do the penis flip? Why doesn't he do the breast bomb or whatever he was doing? The boob bomb. Boobplex, whatever. I was like, even back then, I was like, I'm a total perv. And at the same time, I am so happy he's not doing those things here. And he did do them there. They were just in dark matches.
Yeah.
There were times when I think even Candace was there and other people, and he did all that stuff and Havoc. Yeah. No, I think he did. Didn't he do a dark match where he did the boobplex on Jessica Havoc?
I don't know about that. I think maybe with Ivelisse. I know he's had a few matches with Ivelisse. They've gone back and forth. I know they did a Battle Royal spot where they had everyone do the dickplex, the chain dickplex.
Yeah, but that was in the untelevised. What was that? That was for Ultima Lucha Trace?
Probably.
I think.
One of the openings.
One of the ones where they didn't televise it and it didn't go long, but we all got to cheer for Vinny Massaro for 14 seconds.
Vinny shows up.
And Vinny shows out and Vinny gets out.
Get tossed out of the ring. Crawls over to us, says, all right, I'll be back at catering.
Yeah.
What up, Vinny? Vinny's working a lot, by the way, and he's doing a school. If you're looking to train in the pro wrestling and you're in Northern California, look up Vinny Massaro, by the way.
Yes, please do. Please do. Good school.
And
up
he
there.
started mixing it up with Twitter with a couple Brooklyn guys. One of them is MV Young. If you guys know about MV Young, he's an up-and-comer out in the Brooklyn area. He's booking shows. Him and Effie, they're booking shows. They're doing a lot of like just younger, more progressive, more LG. I'm gonna mess this up. I'm trying my best. LGBTQ plus stuff, like very, very inclusive wrestling shows that are badass. They're a lot of fun, and everyone is welcome. So, check them out too.
And speaking of proteges, we never talked about it last week with MLW when we went and saw the Azteca Underground MLW thing. AR Fox's boy, Zenshi. What did you think of him? Was it your first time seeing him live?
My first time live. I've seen him, do some stuff on the screens,
and Battle Riot airs this weekend on the 24th, by the way, on the BN Sports website, I believe.
You want to check it out,
and you should check it out. Like Zenshi's got some great spots, and it's not really a spoiler to say that he tries to one up Kofi. So watch it and see what you think.
Here's the thing about one up Kofi and Zenshi. I would say half the time he was pulling some bullshit. I was looking to make sure there's a camera on him.
Right. So we may not even see some of it, is what you're saying.
I hope we see all of it. But
I feel like they got there and he waited for the cameras to do the spots when he was supposed to.
There were so many.
It was great though. Like Zenshi is one of AR Fox's top student. He's been doing a lot of stuff in MLW. You catch his stuff on YouTube from MLW Fusion towards the second half of last season. Like every match he's in is just super fun to watch, except maybe the Tankman match, because that was kind of just a squash. But I just like the kid. Like he's kind of skinny and lanky, but he's doing a lot of the stuff that AR Fox would do, except you expect him to just break and hack when he does it. Got built like AR Fox. So it's interesting, fun stuff. He's a guy that I would have loved to have actually seen come into Lucha Underground at some point. That would have been fun. Yeah. They could have gimmicked him up, and he wears a mask anyway, which I think is funny. I don't know why he wears a mask, but
maybe AR Fox was in training, was telling him about how Strickland hated the mask and how he probably had a good laugh at it because he was working with Strickland. And maybe AR Fox was like, I don't care if I wear a mask, but he has to. Right. He hates it, and that's funny. And then Zenshi was like, that is funny. I'll wear a mask.
Maybe. I don't know. It's a good look for him. It works. Especially, I have a feeling he just doesn't look very mean under that hood. I don't know if I've seen him under the hood or not, but
like Ray, like baby Ray.
Oh God, Ray just does not look like a mean guy. He's also not a mean guy. This is the guy, like as they say in this episode of Lucha Underground, that stands up to shake every hand that comes into the locker room, even if he doesn't know you, even if you're nobody. If you're in that locker room, he will stand up and greet you and be nice because it's Ray. He's a nice guy. He's a nice kid, even though he's my age. Anyway, vignette number 2, one of my all-time favorites. This is the Perfect Woman vignette, the Taya vignette. It is stylized, I believe, after the movie Domino, if I'm not mistaken. From talking with Skip online, I think he put up a clip on his IG one point, and I think I started talking to him, just going back and forth in the DM about it. But I believe he styled that one after Domino, which was a Ridley Scott movie. He probably cut the trailer for Domino, would be my guess, and it's got a lot of that over strong, blown out backlighting stuff going on, and like the kind of hazy tobacco grad on top of that look. It's fun. Like I love the way this promo looks. It really puts over Taya perfectly. I love the touch of her driving the car away at the end.
Yes.
When Mundo is the one that gets out of the driver's seat, but you see her driving away. That tells you so much about what Lucha Underground was doing, that they wanted to present her as this pretty woman, but also just a credible badass like all of the boys. Like she's not to be toyed with. She is equally as good as any professional wrestler in Lucha Underground, and they just treat her like that. Now she starts to, at this point, valet a little bit more. This is when her and Mundo had hooked up in real life. You know, they finally put this team together. I don't think that this team was originally the plan. They have teased it before, but, you know, this is kind of where it really happens. But we go into vignette number 3. Cuerno is talking, you know, to this king of the jungle. He says that, you know, you forgot the jungle was inhabited. And there's another king. So then we finally see the reveal in the trophy room with all the taxidermy and everything of Mil Muertes.
Yeah.
And he is in the coffin, and Cuerno is taken the coffin away from, if you remember the end of Grave Consequences 2. We did not see in the crowd that King Cuerno was there as one of the pallbearers, but he actually takes away the coffin, and this is where Mil ends up.
It's super macabre.
I love it. It's good storytelling, and Krista Joseph and Chris Roach are perverts.
Dude, we saw the sex dungeon stuff, and the episode ends on a close-up of a dead guy's body embalmed on his opponent's wall.
Yeah. That's awesome. You can't front on stuff like that.
You can't top that. Chris Roach, Krista Joseph, and whatever nerds were your assistants helping you. Murphy?
That kid. Wasn't that his name, Murphy?
It wasn't Murphy.
Wasn't it?
They had other writing. There's like another podcast with someone who says he was a writer on Lucha Underground. They had like
they would have 2 or 3 other assistants every year, but I mean it was really Krista Joseph.
Stolman.
Yeah, that's the guy.
He was a dude for a while.
Yeah.
Sat next to Melissa.
He rang the bell. He's the guy who you see ring the bell a lot. He's a bell ringer. Gift of the Gods Championship from the 559. They call him Cage.
Yeah.
And everybody's favorite, Chavito, Chavo Guerrero Jr.
Chavo looking swole.
Yeah, he was. Mondo Guerrero was in the audience for this one too.
Nice.
Here's the thing. Chavo bumps great for Cage. And the go home sequence of this match, like, you can hate on Cage or Chavo all you want. The go home sequence here was freaking phenomenal. And people forget that Chavo is actually country strong. He doesn't use it all the time because he doesn't have to. Like, Chavo's a very smart wrestler in the fact of, like, I'm going to go out there and tell a story and try not to get too physical unless I have to. But in this match, it was like there's a title present. Chavo understands that. He's going out here to put Cage over. But he's doing Hoss power moves on Cage at the end. He's doing wheelbarrow slams and, you know, doing the 3 amigos and doing the frog splash and like dropping big stuff on Cage through the whole ending of this match. And Cage is giving it right back. Like, they're doing just power spot after power spot.
Yeah.
I was impressed.
It was a fun match. It was good.
Yeah. Like I was like, when I was like, oh yeah, this Cage Chavo thing, I remember this. And I was not remembering it like it was anything special in my mind, but you know, it gave me renewed appreciation for what Chavo Guerrero actually, you know, is capable of in the ring. Like, his job at Lucha Underground wasn't really to be a performer. He was really especially at this point in time, more of a producer and an agent.
Yeah.
And he had a lot of other responsibilities, and I think he wanted to go that route. And, you know, since Lucha Underground and in between seasons, he went into stunt coordination and doing, you know, a lot of wrestling booking for, the Glow series on Netflix, and now he does the Rock show. Like, he does all the wrestling choreography for Rock show for the sitcom on NBC, on Peacock or whatever it's on NBC. And he's done a bunch of indie movies for stunts and stuff. Like, he's been moving that direction in general. And his podcast gets pretty big numbers because he gets huge guests, and it's part of the reason why he's never been on this show, even though we were so close once. Almost had Chavo so close. He almost did our what's the big Lucha Central event? Why can't I think of the name of it? I'm so fucking tired. This is what happens when I do a live show after working 12 hours straight and then going right into the show.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Lucha Central Facebook page.
Yeah.
And we have violations for violating standards on nudity or sexual activity. Because wrestlers in their underwear.
Is that why?
It's got to be. I don't know.
It might be for verbal content. Don't forget Casey came in to last week's episode. Is it on this week's episode or last week's?
Back in August.
Oh. We have violations or just in general Lucha Central?
Lucha Central.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure we violated something. Well, hey, look, they put us on there now, so now it's all over with. Anyway, so Cage gets the win with like a pop-up suplex into a tombstone powerbomb. That's what happened. Like, yes, when you hear that and you think to yourself, those things don't go together, you're correct. He pops up Chavo into the life-draining suplex and then switches him around into the shoulder and comes down, drops his legs out like a power bomb, but does the spike pile driver instead.
You mean he did the Steiner screwdriver?
Yeah, but it was different than that. It
suplex to a pile driver.
No, suplex into a power bomb pile driver. Not pile driver onto the knees. Sit out power bomb.
Yeah.
Except pile driver.
It's a Steiner screwdriver. He calls it drill cloth.
He calls it whatever. The drill cloth.
He murders people because Weapon X was his finish, and it took a long time to set up, and he started doing this around then.
Well, this was ridiculous. But plus, it was a pop-up suplex. It was like a springboard up into the suplex, and he just holds him.
Yeah.
And then he switches it over the shoulder, and then just the whole thing was.
Chavo's a producer. He doesn't have to be taking those bumps.
Yeah, but Chavo's, the agent who does the match layouts. So I got to assume he knew this, and the whole go-home segment of this match was pretty well laid out. So I'm assuming that it was Chavo that did it. Anyway, much better than I thought. Cage cashes in the Gift of the Gods immediately. Doesn't tear it up, to my dismay, because that would have been awesome, except that belt's great.
Yeah.
And then he says he's not a monster, he's a machine, and next week he wants the actual monster. Vignette number 4, the actual formation of the Worldwide Underground, though they don't call him that here. We see in the locker room, Taya brings Jack Evans and PJ Black into the locker room, and they find Phoenix laid out on the floor. And yes, that is actually Phoenix, who had to lay still, I guess, for it was like 2 hours of taping or something that he just had to lay on the floor, which is amazing. And basically tells them, hey, I'm sorry, guys, your partner's out. And guess who's in? Is a Johnny Mundo.
All right.
For the trio championship. And then vignette number 5, Officer Ricky and Joey. This is a great one. And they're raiding Dario's office to find any kind of evidence. And then the best thing ever happens, which is Mr. Cisco busts in on him. And he's super mad. Super mad. Not that they're robbing Dario, but that they're robbing Dario without him.
He's like, I'm telling.
He's super pissed. So now he's going to tell because he's not in on the action. And to that, Ricky Reyes says, no way, man. I need heel heat, so I'm going to arrest you. And Cisco gets the pat down. And I think he got the full service there, didn't he? I mean, they needed to check him for weapons and everything. Looked like they had him up against the wall and, making sure that
a little rough.
Full body cavity search going.
Hey, did you know the Milwaukee Bucks won the NBA championship?
Did they? Just now?
Just now.
Wow. Go Bucks.
Go Bucks.
Something good happened in Milwaukee.
What happened next?
Trios Championship. Daj. Ray. Puma. Paducah's own Puma.
The pride of Paducah.
That's what they should call him. Paducah Puma. Well, I'm Paducah Puma versus the Worldwide Underground.
He had a great spot at Money in the Bank, that off the ladder springboard plancha flippy thing on everyone else. That was really great. That's like
that's it. And that's all he's done in WWE for a year.
Yeah.
Since that one time that he tried to talk to the Hurt Business and they laughed at him. Like, sorry, we can't put your country ass in the Hurt Business. Go back to Paducah, homie. Anyway, I love Taya comes to the ring and says that they have a better partner tonight than Phoenix. And then you get this great shot of Casey looking at J Ray, and he's going, "Who, me? It's me." Right? There's a nice long linger on Casey. I mean, Casey was part of the cast back then. You get a lot of Jimmy V in this episode as well. But no, it's Mundo. We get some fun gunshot chops to start things off with Daj and Dragon Slayer Jack facing a new dragon. And dude, let's be honest. Ray Orris, Jack Evans, absolute fire. They are 83% of why this match is awesome. Both those two guys were in my opinion, they were at the height of their careers. I feel like, honestly, Ray Orris has slowed down since then. But just amazing stuff from those two. And they have a lot of sequences in this match. So you should definitely go back and watch this one if you're a fan of either. And this one's got great Lucha Libre. And then here's the other thing that I found was fun. Once you finally get to Rey Mysterio and Mundo, we were all impressed when this happened because people have to keep in mind at the time, no one had really seen a full speed Rey Mysterio in a long time.
Yeah.
He had bad knee stuff going on. He was walking to the ring looking like Stone Cold when he finished his WWE run. He was like Mr. Bionic Knee, and everybody thought Rey's career was pretty much done. But then I don't know what it was, if he was doing TRT or something. And we're not talking like performance enhancement stuff. We're talking about rejuvenative body therapy stuff too. Yeah, like he went and did some actual real work on it. And the way his knee, he was still wearing a brace underneath the knee pad, I think, but it was a lighter brace. And the way he was moving, it was like, oh my God, we're seeing a full speed Rey Mysterio in his mid 40s here or whatever, early 40s at the time. Yeah. And it was so impressive to everybody. And this was one of the first times where you really see him run the ropes, because a lot of his other stuff had been these matches where you don't get a ton of Rey. But it was full speed Rey. And this match is full of spots that you've just never seen in America. Like maybe you've seen some of them in Indie somewhere, or New Japan, or AAA, or CMLL, or someplace, but this was not the kind of stuff, even in Lucha Underground. Some of this stuff is so inventive that Ray Orris and Jack are doing, and even Ray gets in on some of it. Like you can't call these moves. They don't have names yet. At least not in English, they don't. They're just doing all these crazy spots, and like everything for the second half of the match was just fun stuff. And of course, Johnny Mundo pulls Marty Elias out for the ref bump. Because if you've heard Marty Elias on this show before, that's all Johnny Mundo ever does to him. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, it turns into a Casey booking. The entire ending of this match had to have been booked by Casey, because I actually lost count of how many nut shots there were. Everyone's testicles get blasted. It's just nut shot after nut shot after nut shot. And then, of course, Rick Knox comes in. So enough with the nut shots. Let's switch to chairs.
Oh no, that guy, he gets hurt all the time.
So Rick Knox doesn't have to bump in this one, but he does get distracted by Taya, and a chair shot to Daj gets Mundo the pin for the win. And you have new Trios champs. The Worldwide Underground Slamtown begins. It's the beginning of Slamtown.
Playing a guitar.
Look, Byron, this has been a lot of fun. I love doing this show with you. You look really tired. I'm really hungry.
You look great.
We've done all of the things. We've said all of the things. I'm going to go and set up a Tinder account. If there's any ladies out there that want to swipe on me that are in the Los Angeles area, which is where I am currently residing for the next 4.5 weeks, please feel free to swipe, and I will proceed to not know how to use this app and probably cancel out the whole thing and not respond.
Get Tinder, get Hinge, get Bumble.
Which one is like just pure raw sex on the cheap and dirty?
You can raw dog on all of them if you do it right. I'm told people say.
I don't know, but I'm afraid of that. Which one is going to establish a lasting, long-term commitment for someone who just got out of a decades and decades long relationship?
Well, here's the thing. So Tinder is the most, you know what Tinder is, most pure
I don't know what any of them are, Byron.
I'm
I'm
gonna give you the one-on-one real quick. Tinder is like the pure swipe, blah blah blah, lots of fuck boys, blah blah blah, whatever. But it's still like it's straightforward. It's not the worst, although there's still tons of garbage. And then Hinge, you have prompts. So you don't just swipe. You have to say, I like this picture. I like this thing you said. And you can also do a comment. So it's a little bit more.
You have to interact.
Yeah. And then on Bumble, you can swipe. You have pictures. You have words. It's a little bit more of like still getting to know each other than Tinder. But you could swipe. And then it's up to, if you match, it's up to the woman to talk first. So you can match.
Which one? On Bumble?
Bumble. So you can't send the first message on Bumble. But some women on Bumble, because they're super creative and they're smarter than us and better than us in every way, they on Bumble, if you match and they want to talk to you, they'll just send you an emoji, like a smiley face or a hi. So
and then what if I just send an emoji back, like, you know, an eggplant and the water splash?
You might not be on the app that long.
I'm not going to do any of that. I'm a nice guy. I'm going to wait for somebody to introduce me to a nice young lady at church, and then we'll take it from there.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, I'm not kidding. That's a shoot.
There's going to be no more people in churches because the unvaccinated are getting murdered.
Oh, that's true. And I'm back in Los Angeles now. You know, I was in a nice, quiet part of the country where COVID had almost completely disappeared.
We got to mask up again here.
Oh, yeah. And I'm trying to film a TV show here right now, and it's just going to be a hot mess. It's like it's already causing so many. I'm so over COVID, man. So over it.
But it's
back. Just gotten back to living normal life, and then
we're all about retro trends in Los Angeles, so we brought it back.
Well, that's what it is. So everybody, wear your mask, Byron. This is where you can start the ending thing. And then, you know, wear your mask, be good to each other. And until next time, stay calm and stay in the mix. Penis, you play the music.